Hi guys and welcome back. If you want to make it in life, you have stumbled upon the right video because I'm going to teach you something that most people will never teach you. In fact, most people will never even learn or comprehend this idea because this is the real way to actually change. Change as in for real. You're going to change by the end of this video or at least know how. But who am I and why the fuck should you listen to me? My name is Eric and I have ADHD. Many of my videos are about exactly that, but not this one. This one is about changing because I have a 4-year past in actually changing myself and developing my character. So let's get started with how to actually change. What you need to understand first is that you're never going to change unless you actually change. If nothing changes, nothing changes, they say. But what this means is that unless you change from within, as in you change your personality, nothing in the external outside world is going to change. That's what it means. So let me tell you how you actually change from within. The way you want to do it is by changing your thoughts and your energy. So, whether you want to go about it from a psychological mind perspective or a more of a spiritual aura perspective, that is totally up to you, but it is in reality the same. And so, what you're going to do, and this is what I do every day, is that you're going to meditate specifically in the first hour that you are awake. And the reason you want to do it within the first hour is because that is when you are in what's called theta state. Now, theta state is a state of mind where you are the most vulnerable to information, meaning that if you watch something, if you listen to something with emotion within it, words spoken with a certain emotion, if you listen to that while in theta state, because your brain is less conscious, basically you are dumber in that period of time, you are more likely to actually feel those emotions and change as a byproduct of it. So what I'm saying right now may sound very, 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 very stupid or very outrageous to some people, but the people who actually get it, the people who understand psychology and spirituality and the science behind personal change, they get it. So, what you're going to do is you're going to meditate when you are in theta state. That is guaranteed around the first hour of every single day, maybe even an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, maybe even half an hour. It obviously depends on what you do. And if you want to stay in theta state for longer, just do less activities that actually require your conscious thinking. For example, if you want to get out of theta state, well, go play chess. In chess, you have to be strategic. You have to think. You have to really sit there, analyze the board, and think about your next move. Obviously, you're going to get into what is called beta state, which is basically the opposite of theta state when you play chess. That will be the worst thing you could possibly do if you want to remain in your theta state. Moving a lot. Another thing, moving a lot gets the body up, gets your heart going, etc. It's good for you, but it takes you out of theta faster. So just pay attention to how you are moving and what you're doing. Now, before I move on to how you can actually meditate for optimal results and how I do it, I want to mention that you can put yourself into theta state later in the day as well. It is possible. You are not in theta state by luck or by chance or anything like that. You actually have the opportunity as well to put yourself in theta state and also exit the theta state, right? I just want to mention that. Now, what do you do in terms of meditating? Well, you want to make sure you are in theta state, and theta state is not necessarily something that you are in, as in snap you're in and snap you out of it. No, it's something that you are more in. So you want to be the most in theta state as possible. And that's obviously the easiest to do when you are meditating or trying to meditate while already in a lot of theta state, right? So the first hour upon waking. Now, what you can do in order to maximize it will be to do what is called the seven chakras meditation. And this is a meditation I got from Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Supernatural. That's what it's called. Great book. It covers spirituality from pretty much a scientific perspective. What I learned here is this way of meditating, and it's called the seven chakras or the seven energy centers meditation. And what it basically is that you sit down, you close your eyes, and you focus on each of these energy points, aka chakras, that you have within your body. You want to focus on each for about 3 minutes, but obviously, like, you're not gonna sit and watch your countdown. Like, be honest, you're not going to do that when you're meditating. So just try to do it for like a certain amount of time and then move on, right? You want to start with the sacral chakra, which is the one you have like in your private area, and then you want to move on to the last and seventh chakra that you have, which is around like basically around here, right? It's basically outside of your body. I put a picture up on the screen. You have seen it by now, and just look at that and really try to go along. This is the practice for putting yourself in theta as well, right? This is for maximizing theta. If you want to put yourself in theta while you are not in theta at all, it's very recommended to do this meditation. And you get so much energy from it as well. That's a byproduct of it. Not only are you more in theta and better able to meditate and change your energy, your frequency, your aura from within, you are actually filling all of your chakras, your entire body basically, with energy. Because where attention goes, energy flows. And so now that you are in a lot of theta, say like massive theta, you're barely thinking and just feeling within your body, right? Because you've just been doing this meditation and you were already in a lot of theta because you just woke up and haven't done much. What do you do? Well, let me tell you what you do. You visualize. You try to visualize that you are living, being part of the life that you want to live in. For example, if you want a Lamborghini, you need to feel rich for that. That will ideally be the goal. You need to feel like this abundance of having money. So what do? You try to visualize that you are driving a Lamborghini from your POV. Like you are driving a Lamborghini. Right now I'm recording a video, right? What I see is my screen and myself. And my microphone and like some things I have around, right? You see that just it is a Lamborghini. So you have your, like, whatever it's called, steering wheel, you have the windows, you have whatever is outside of the window. Try to really imagine that, as in from your POV, you are driving the Lamborghini. And not only imagine that this is you, or you look at your bank account and it's like $500,000, but try to, and this is key, right? This is the key. This is what will actually change your entire personality, and with that, all of the results you get on the outside, everything you have in your external life. So pay attention. You need to focus not on the vision you see, but on the feeling that you feel within your body. That is what will change it all. It is the feelings. When you want to attract money, so you want to use the law of attraction to attracting money, what you need to focus on is a little bit on how it looks from your POV to have a lot of money. Of course, you check your bank, there's a lot of money in there. You go outside, there's a big house and a car and whatever. But it's like that's 10% off of it. 90% off of it, what you want to put your focus on the most is just the feeling you have within your body. Try to get out of your mind. Try to not think consciously and just feel. And what you will realize from doing this, or may already have realized, is that you can create an infinity number of feelings. Even if you haven't felt them before, you can create feelings. I sat with the abundance, the feeling of abundance when it comes to money without having $1 million in my bank. I sat with the feeling. Literally an hour ago, how is that possible? Because there's no limits to the mind. There's no limits to the mind. Remember that. Write it down, ideally. There is no limits to the mind. There's no limits to what you can feel, essentially. So, therefore, you can literally feel anything. Therefore, you can literally become anything, because what you will realize is that your personality is just a collection of feelings that you bear within your soul, within your heart. And so when you realize you can become anything, you realize that you can literally have anything. That's how it works. That's how life works. And so to summarize my words, what I've said, first hour in the morning, without really doing much, maybe drinking a bit of water, talking a bit to your mom, something like that, you are going to meditate because you are in theta state. Secondly, you're going to start your meditation off with the 7 chakras meditation. You can Google it right now. You can search it up or anything like that on YouTube, whatever, doesn't matter. If you want to see the meditation further in depth, hear about it, etc. And thirdly, you're going to meditate, focusing specifically on how it feels to be in the situation that you want to be in which you already have what you want to have, what you want to attract essentially with your new personality. The situation where you are already who you want to be and already have what you want to have. And you obviously see the vision from your POV. It's not you looking at you or how you imagine yourself to look right now, and you look at yourself basically having a Lamborghini, driving it. No, you are driving the Lamborghini. That's the vision. That is how you meditate. That is how I've literally changed myself from within, and with that changed my behavior, and with that what I have on the outside. Thank you so much for watching. DM me on Instagram if you have ADHD and you want me to help you better manage it. That is all I had to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. God bless you, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.